All right, all right. Good evening, good evening, good evening. Hopefully everybody can hear me out there. What's going on? What's going on? Kind of got on here a little later than I expected, but no problem. We are going to push through this evening. Welcome to Square Biz Live. I am your host Ty, and today I kind of want to just talk about all the things dealing with small business owners and everything you should probably do before you apply for any type of business credit. So before you hit that submit button on that credit card application, or that if you before you hit that submit button on that loan application or whatever have you, these are some things that small business owners should be thinking about, or should have covered, or should have checked the block on when it comes to their business and applying for business credit. And before we get started, I want to go ahead and just shout out, because I'm a little happy and ecstatic that this channel has finally crossed over 10,000 subscribers. So I want to say thank you to all the subscribers out here. You guys are tuning in every time I put a video out there. You're watching, and I'm hoping that the information that I'm putting out helps you take action within your own businesses, and that you can go and get the funding, the credit, knowing how to start up your business, how to set it up, what it should be looking like from that standpoint. So thank you. I appreciate all the subscribers. We are at over 10,000 subscribers. So I appreciate that. Also, listen, if you're not a subscriber yet, go ahead and subscribe. I try to put out at least a video once a week. That's going to be revving up a little bit more, but you definitely want to get the information that I'm putting out, just a little tool in your tool belt to help you with your businesses. So go ahead and subscribe if you're not a subscriber. If you're watching this right now, please go ahead and hit the like button and share this out to anyone who's just starting their business, small business owners who want to figure out how to get the credit and the funding that they need for their businesses. So like, subscribe, hit the bell so you can get the notification when the next time I go live. And you're able to ask questions to me directly and in real time. All right, so let's kick this off. Let's go ahead and get this thing started. I'm going to talk about the five things I think a small business owner should have covered before they apply for business credit. And then after that, I'm going to take your questions. So if you have a question, if you have a comment or concern or something like that, and you want me to address it, go ahead and just put it in the chat. And at the end of all of this, I'll go through all of the comments and the questions and answer them as best I can. Shout out to everyone that's on Facebook looking at this, streaming over there as well. You can drop your questions in there, and I will in the chat, in the comment section, and I'll see them as well. All right. So I want to put out this disclaimer. Okay, I gotta put this disclaimer out, and I say this in like the most loving way. Okay, anyone can start up a business. Anyone can start a business, but that does not mean that everyone should be a business owner. And it's very, very apparent that a lot of people are, they're getting this vibe or this kick or LLC Twitter or whatever they want to call it. They want to start a business, and they want to make money, and that money is going to build them generational wealth, and they're going to, it's going to help their kids and their grandkids and so on and so forth. Just because you can start a business does not mean that you should start a business. Period, point blank. Everybody is not a business owner. Everyone doesn't have the entrepreneurial mindset to sustain a profitable business, and that's not a knock to anyone. These are learned concepts that you can learn. But a lot of times, as small business owners, we are it's work. A lot of us, quit our 9 to 5s. I haven't yet, but you'll quit your 9 to 5 to start your business and sustain your business, thinking that it's going to give you more free time, and it will. Eventually, it will, but that is work. You're no longer 9 to 5. You are 24/7 when it comes to your own personal business. So everyone, even though you can start a business, does not mean that everyone needs to start a business, because you can get in trouble, especially when it comes to business credit. And before you start applying for business credit and everything like that, the first thing you need to think about is the business itself. And I've said this over and over again. You guys probably seen it in my lives, you've seen it in my video. It is the business itself. What type of business are you trying to set up? What is the business plan? How do you plan to make money with this business. If you don't have any clue about what you're going to do once you start this business up or how you're going to start to make money, then you really shouldn't be looking for business credit right now. You should really be focusing on developing a business plan. Now, not everyone has to write this business plan down. It doesn't have to be in some portfolio that you present to the banks or anything like that. But you need to have a solid grasp of how your business is going to make money. That is the plan, right? How is this business going to make money? How are you going to market your goods or your services or your products or whatever you're trying to sell? How are you going to do that? Because the key to that is when it comes to business credit, you got to pay that stuff back. And if the business is not making money, then how are you going to pay it back? Well, you're going to come out of pocket. Now, many of you seen the video I did last week where I talked about my business credit journey and how I got started. And one of the things I said in that video is that when I first got that business loan and that business credit card, my business at the time was not making money. And so that money to pay that credit card each month and to pay that loan was coming out of my personal money, my personal bank account, my personal finances. And a lot of times we're starting up businesses, that's where the money is going to come from you, from that 9 to 5 you have, or from whatever, whatever source of income you may have, that personal income. To start a small business, it's going to take money. And 9 times out of 10, that money is going to come from you. So when we're talking about before we hit the submit button or before we apply for business credit, you got to think about how is this business going to make money, what that timeline looks like, what are the upfront costs for my business. Is this something I have to, do I have to buy inventory for the business? Do I have to buy supplies? Do I have to buy tools, equipment, just to get started, just to start generating whatever product or service you're actually offering? You got to think about this stuff. And I highly recommend you write this down in something more formal, because when you write that down, it's like writing in like your spells in a book or whatever. When you write it down, it makes it more concrete and it allows you to obtain the goals that you want. So definitely, you want to have a plan for your business. More formally, you want to have a business plan. You don't necessarily have to have a business plan to start a business, but you should have a business plan to start the business. The other thing we want to talk about here, the second thing that you should know or do before you even try to apply for business credit, is you want to make sure you incorporate the business. Now, I know a lot of small business owners start off as sole proprietors, right? Or some type of general partnership without any incorporation. When I say incorporation, I'm saying, are you an LLC? Are you a C Corp? Something like that. Actually choosing the business structure of the business. When it comes to business credit, as a sole proprietor, you can get business credit in your name, right? And that works. But once you start to expand and you start to build upon your business, you're going to probably want to be incorporated, because what you want to do is separate yourself from your business, especially if you're making a lot of money doing that. You want to make sure you separate your business assets from your personal assets. And one of the ways to do that is by incorporating your business. But once you do that, when you go from a sole proprietor to an LLC, let's say, you're going to get a whole new EIN. And when you get that whole new EIN, you're starting from scratch when it comes to business credit. Okay. So you can have an EIN as a sole proprietor, but then let's just say you want to get incorporated and you want to start, your LLC, same business that you were doing as a sole proprietor. You're going to get a new EIN. And once you get that new EIN, you're going to be starting all over again when it comes to business credit. So why waste that time, so to speak, as a sole proprietor, and building business credit with that first EIN, and then once you get incorporated with the new EIN, a lot of people ask, well, can I still use the same EIN, or can I still use something like that? The IRS says no. Now, there may be some exceptions to the rule. I haven't seen them yet. I always say reach out, do your own research. But for the most part, it's a no. And if you get that new EIN, you're going to be starting all over again. So you want to try to incorporate as fast as you can. Now, when you do that, of course, yes, you go. It's when you incorporate with your state, when you register with your state, it's going to be yearly cost. Okay, in the state of Maryland, here it's like $300 to register your business. Right? You're going to have that, but that That is the cost of doing business. And like I said before, it's going to cost you money up front to do your to start your business. It's just gonna that's just how it works. Okay. So definitely you want to do that as soon as possible so you can get your business on the books. And once you do that, you get a new EIN, you get your numbers, you get your state number, your EIN, you get your Dun and Bradstreet number, all of that. But do that as soon as possible. Okay, so incorporate your business as soon as possible, because we have a lot of um, sole proprietors, and I don't want to say that their business isn't valid. It really, really is valid, but we're trying to expand, we're trying to build, right? And if we're trying to do that, we no longer want to be, a side hustle status, eliminate stand status. We're making our business more credible, so that we can get the credit that we seek, so that we can expand. All right, the next thing you want to do, the third thing that I think that small business owners should keep in mind or should do before they try to apply for business credit is you have to know the finances of your business. Are you making money? Is this business profitable? What does your balance sheet look like? What does your profit and loss statement look like? What are the business financials? What does your bank account look like? Okay, you'll have to know this information because when you're applying for credit cards or you're applying for a loan, they're going to want to know this information. And as you, as a business owner, this is your business, your baby. You have to know your financials in and out. Now, I'm not saying you have to memorize them, but if someone says, "Hey, Square Biz, I need your, profit and loss statement so we can see, if we want to take the risk on your company," I got to be able to get it to them. And I like to do it promptly as quickly as I can. A lot of business owners can't tell me whether or not they're making money or not. Why? Because they're not tracking their financials. And there's a lot of different software out there, QuickBooks, with the QuickBooks, and there's some other like SQL software, stuff like that, Oracle, stuff like that you can use. But honestly, if you don't want to pay that monthly fee each month for a software like that, you can use Microsoft Excel and spreadsheets, and you can find free templates online to help you track the financials of your business. All you need is your bank account, and you can go through your transactions there, and you can put all your receipts, and you can have that there. It does not have to be some type of professional service, though I recommend that because that's just one less thing you have to worry about. But if you're just starting off, you don't have a lot of money, Microsoft Excel, as long as the information is there and it's accurate, will work just fine. But you have to know what the financials of the business is. Because if you don't know, it's just going to be hard. It's just going to be hard for you to try to sell your business to get more credit or more funding, right? If I'm a lender and you're asking me for some type of credit, and I say, okay, well, is your business making money? And you can't provide that information for me, solid, accurate information, then I probably won't take the risk on you. So definitely, as a business owner, know the financials of your business. The next thing I want to talk about is basically how you set up your business from day one, right? Before you go and register with your state. The first thing you want to think about is the name, right? What is the name of my business? Now, we all love catchy names, right? We want, like I always say, holy moly donut shop. It rolls off your tongue, right? It's funny, it's that. But you got to think about your business when it comes to further expansion, and being credible, right? I say that because a lot of times we're disclosing in the name that we are a high risk business. And now a high risk business is just one of those businesses where lenders are a little bit more cautious when it comes to lending to them. And that can be anything from like the marijuana industry, firearms, what else? Casinos, adult entertainment, even travel agencies are considered high risk. Some things you do within real estate can be considered high risk as well. Some things you can do within marketing, like telemarketing and multi-level marketing, those can be considered high risk. And some lenders just will not lend to you. So you want to think about when you're setting up your business, you want to think about the name of your business. I harp on this a lot, but you really want to think about that. And then you want to make sure you have a correct business address. Can you use your home address? Yes. No. Okay. You can use your home address. That's fine if you're just starting out. But Like I said before, we're trying to create that separation. If you're an LLC, you're saying I'm creating a separation between me and my business. So why would I want to use my personal home address for the business, right? If I'm creating that separation. We talk about piercing the corporate veil, right? If your business is sued for whatever reason, let's just say you're petitioning and someone suing you because they didn't like the way the hair came out or whatever have you. If the courts or the judge can't see necessarily that separation between the business, they may say you've pierced the corporate veil, and then they'll come after your personal assets. So you definitely want to make sure your name is good. Make sure you have a business address and a business phone number. Now, there's a couple of other steps in there that I talk about within the channel as far as setting up your business right. But you want to make sure you set your business up to be credible so that lenders can take you seriously. And those are kind of like the three main things, is just making sure that you have a good name, that you have a good address. You can use virtual offices for that, virtual addresses. It's a couple companies I stay away from just because it's sometimes iffy about trying to get them registered on 401 or like Google. Like iPostal is one of those companies, but I always suggest Alliance, Regis, Opus, and Opus actually reports to a business credit bureau. So it's you have a few choices there to get a separate business address from your home address. So yep, so setting your business up right, correctly, so it can be credible, is one thing you need to think about before you start applying for business credit. And then the very last thing, and this is the most important thing I could think of, even if you aren't starting a business, right? If you're just someone out there and you're looking for personal loans and credit cards and things like that, even if you aren't a business owner, you need to make sure your personal credit is in a very good standing, because when it comes to business credit, you're going to have hard pulls, you're going to have soft pulls, you're going to have all kind of checks to your personal credit, and you're not going to be able to get hundreds and thousands of dollars of business credit with no EIN, right, off the bat. So in the beginning, they're going to be looking at your personal credit. And in this last video I made, I said, when I first started off, I knew nothing about business credit, not anything. I didn't even know it existed in that form or that fashion, right? But I was able to get a loan for a property under my business name, and I was able to get a business credit card from Capital One. Unbeknownst to me, I got that stuff based off of my personal credit, right? So those were hard pulls to my personal credit. And they saw that, it was somewhat okay. I was like in the low seven, so I think I was like around 715, maybe 720, depending on which score you pull. And I was able to qualify for that, for the loan and for that credit card based off of my personal credit. Now, some of us out here aren't over 700. Some of us may not even be over like a 650. But that's what I'm saying. You have to make sure your personal credit is in order. So you got to take care of those problems. Now, here's what I'm not saying. I'm not saying to go somewhere and give someone $500 and they, fix your credit based off of, sending in letters to the IRS. You want to get to the root of the issue. Now, for the most part, most of the time, we know that if there's a late payment on our credit report, it's probably because we paid late, right? There are a lot of mistakes that come on your personal credit report. There are a lot of mistakes, so you want to fix those mistakes. But some of them aren't mistakes, and so you got to get to the root of the problem, especially if you're going to be a business owner. If you're paying creditors right now at late, or if you're not paying them at all, if you filed bankruptcy in the past and that's still prevalent or lingering within your personal credit now, you want to fix the root problem. Because if you're not good with your personal money, what makes a lender think that you're going to be good with business money, right? It's going to be you're just at risk for using that business income, piercing the corporate veil for your personal needs and expenses and things like that. And that's a no. That's not what we want to do. We want to make sure that we're separate. So when it comes to your personal credit, you want to fix the underlying issue there. And if it's late payments, that means you need to figure out, how can I pay my bills on time? How can I pay these lenders back? Right? If it's I'm not paying at all, do I even have enough money to go and start a business and take on that credit? Because if my business isn't making money, if it's brand new and it's making money and I'm using credit, how will I pay it back? My business isn't making money and I can barely afford to pay the bills that I already have. So you want to make sure you're in a good financial place before you start uh your business, and you want to make sure that credit is good. And I said in the video that if I was at least like a 750, if I got those hard pulls and the dings on my credit, it would have gave me a little bit more leeway, because it's only a few points and only for a couple of months. It's not going to tank your credit score, but for some people it may. For some people it's on the border of good and bad, right? Just depending on what lender you're going for. But you want to make sure that you have that leeway in fixing your credit, not just going out here and getting someone to wipe things off your account. Because what happens sometimes with those companies, and I'm not downing credit repair companies or anything like that. You guys do your own research, do what you need to do to get ahead. But a lot of times they'll get that stuff off, and it'll be off for maybe like 6 to 8 months, and then all of a sudden it pops right back up on your credit report. So you really haven't even fixed the issue, right? Once these companies go and they verify that the debt is relevant, um, is current, is relevant, it'll go right back on your credit report. And you may have had like a little hack or an easy fix in the interim, but you never fixed the underlying problem when it came to your credit. And those problems can manifest themselves again when it comes to business credit. So you got to be cognizant of that. And I've been rambling and rambling on, but I want to go ahead and take some of your questions that you have. But just a quick rundown about the 5 things you probably need to be aware of, 5 things you need to know before you even, submit your business credit application. The first thing being, have a business plan, have a way to make money. How is the business going to be successful? How is the business going to be profitable, right? Incorporate your business as soon as possible. You don't want to be a sole proprietor for the whole time. You want to get that LLC or that C corp or the S corp as soon as possible. The next thing is, know your business finances. Okay, how much money are you making? What is the turnover? What is your profit and loss? What does your balance sheet look like? Are you handling the financials of your business properly? The next thing you want to do is you want to set the business up to be credible. Okay, take the proper steps. I have video on how to set your business up to be credible. Had a live on it, multiple videos on the channel. You can find 10 easy steps on how to make sure that you're setting the business up properly. All right. And then the last thing and the most important thing, it doesn't matter if you're starting a business or not, is to make sure your personal credit and your personal financial situation is good, is in order for you to start the business. So that's the 5 things you should know before applying for business credit. And now what I want to do is kind of go through here, see who we got, do a little shout out. Who we got here? Nocturnal 205. Whoop whoop! Congrats! Yes, we made it to 10,000. So I appreciate everybody subscribing to the channel. Keep it classy. We got to keep it classy. Congrats on that 10K. Keep it classy. Thank you for coming through. That's another one of my cohorts, my team members in our YouTube mastermind. So I appreciate the love and coming through on that. What we got here? Forever Yours says, when it comes to your knowledge and wisdom you share with us, amazes me and my wife, because you are speaking so wisely of so many topics that many young ladies your age and culture normally do not know. Well, that's my purpose. I want to make sure that we get the information out, and not just to women, but to everyone, small business owners, getting that information out. And I'm a trial by error. Like I said, I do have a business degree, but a lot of this stuff I did not learn in college, right? A lot of this stuff was based on me starting my own business and going through the motions of that. And I'm all about sharing information with people, and making sure that they, trying to reach back and give back to and share the information that I learned along the way, so that you can either avoid the mistakes that I made or find a better way to do it for you. So I appreciate that. Forever Yours. Thank you for that. Forever Yours also says, but I'm truly impressed by your knowledge and your professionalism. Believe me when I say we are spreading the word about your expertise and your channel. The people need to know what you know. I appreciate you sharing it. So while we're at it, if you're watching, hit the like and subscribe button, hit the like button, get it out there. I want to share this information to anyone who really needs it. Small business owners out there, especially within the culture, to get started. So I appreciate that. Forever Yours. That means a lot to me. That you guys are sharing the information and sharing the information about the channel. So thank you for that. Really, really thank you for that. Oh, who we have in the building? The lead attorney. The lead. Thanks TLA for coming through. So you guys haven't checked out the lead attorney. The lead attorney channel. He gives great information. He is a 20-year family lawyer, but he's retired, but he's still giving out great information. He gives his take on current like court cases out there in the news, but also just anything dealing with like family law. And he answers questions. And like I said before about Keep It Classy, who you guys definitely want to check out his channel as well. We're all in a mastermind group together, and we're learning so much from the lead attorney because he's giving us all of his wisdom, taking in our questions. So I really appreciate you, TLA, for coming through and supporting me. I really, really appreciate that. Thank you so much. What we got here again, Forever Yours says Squarebiz has another faithful follower that will make sure to shop your site to me. I can share my site to me. Thank you so much, Forever Yours again. Thank you so much. Oh, we got Tim, the intentional millionaire, in the chat. So I appreciate you coming through, the intentional millionaire. He's also in our mastermind, has a good channel too. If you want to talk about more about your portfolio as a whole, he's definitely on his channel. You can get more information about investing, just a whole financial portfolio, personal financial portfolio that you can have between just personal finances. I want to say investing, all types of things. He has $1 million portfolio, and he's teaching others how to get to where he is. So definitely go out and check the Intentional Millionaires channel. So thank you for coming through. I appreciate that. And then we have got a thin file, 2 hard inquiries within a couple of weeks. Score dropped 17 points. WTF. AG. That's AG. Got a thin file, 2 hard inquiries in a couple of weeks. So my question would be, well, that's what I was saying before, right? Making sure that you have some cushion when it comes to your credit score, especially when it comes to this business credit. Because there are a lot of business credit cards that people want, right? American Express, Chase, Bank of America, Navy Federal. There are a lot. Those credit cards and those companies are going to do a hard pull on your personal credit for your business credit. Now, they don't report to your business credit, to your personal credit, but they're still going to check that. And when they do, and you get that hard pull, yes, you're sacrificing a few points. Now, that should not necessarily make or break your personal credit, but if you have multiple in the credit bureau see that you're out there, you're seeking, credit or something like that, then yes, it's gonna hurt. So you want to have a little cushion. And like I said in the video, if I would have waited a little bit up until, when I got a 750 and maybe paid down some of my personal credit when I started the business, it wouldn't be too much of an issue. Because if you have a 750 and let's just say you have 2 hard inquiries, you shouldn't be looking at anything more than 10 points. So 750 to 740 isn't a real big jump. It still keeps me in excellent credit range, and still lendable and credible to other lenders out there. So definitely want to make sure that you take care of your personal credit. And it's just a reflection, right? Business credit is going to be a reflection of your personal credit. And if your personal credit is in shambles, then your business credit is going to end up in shambles, right? So that's what I mean about fixing the underlying issues, fixing the underlying money issues that you may have. So if you have a question though, AG, drop that. I don't know if I can answer WTF, but that happens when you get that hard pull. We got here Jose Villarreal says, hey there, good info on your channel. Thank you. I appreciate that, Jose. I appreciate that. If you guys got any questions, go ahead and put those in the chat. But what I want to do right now is kind of answer some of the questions I've had on the video comments and within the Facebook group. over the past couple of weeks. And so the first one, it says, is there a negative impact if you are a day or two late on paying a net 30? Yes. Yes. Net 30s, all of those accounts are all about timing and when you pay. The earlier, the better. I tell people, if you're going to use a net 30 account to purchase something, you want to buy that, and then maybe 10 days later, go ahead and pay that off, because the earlier the better, right? That will help the payday score. But if you're late by one day, it's going to be a negative. It's going to look negatively on your credit report. So definitely you want to pay your net 30s on time. You want to pay your net 30s on time. You do not want to be late. If you had to set up some automatic payment or a reminder or something like that to pay your net 30s, you want to do that, because net 30s, a lot of people just use them to build credit. So if you can't build credit with the net 30, you can't look at other lenders, looking for maybe $50,000 to $100,000. They're going to look at that track record. So definitely want to pay your net 30s on time. Now I have a video where I list out 25 net 30 accounts, easy, simple net 30 accounts that you can get within 30 days of opening your business. So you definitely want to check that video out on the channel. It's 25 of them. Now, some of the info may be a little outdated because I did that video a couple months ago, but and some of the stuff has been updated, especially with Amazon. We had the Amazon Net 55, but now Amazon just has a Net 30, which is still great because it's Amazon and you can purchase anything from them. But you want to definitely make sure that you pay your Net 30, all of your bills on time. Late payments is negative. It's bad, just bad. So if you got late payments on your personal credit profile, best believe that same underlying issue is gonna manifest again for the business side. So take care of that stuff. Late payments is a no-no. Who else we got in here? We got Sharmika Boyd. Hi, Sharmika. She says, hello, first live about business. I like your vibe, Ty. Thank you. I appreciate that, Sharmika. Listen, you got a question or something like that, or you want me some insight or whatever, drop it in the chat. We want to hear from you. I appreciate you coming to the first live. Hopefully it's not your last one, and hit that like button. So thank you for coming through. Who else we got up here? Okay, I'm going to go on to another question. It says, someone asked me, what should be their first business credit card? Now I have two kind of schools of, well, not even schools of stars. I have two cards that I think, two cards that I think should be your very first business credit card. And it's not the one that I got first. It's not Capital One, right? The first one, the very first place you should go to when you're looking for business credit is the same place you set up your business bank account with, right? That bank, hopefully it's a brick and mortar bank. And if they're doing business banking, hopefully they have some type of business credit, whether it's a loan or a credit card. Because you've already established a banking relationship with them, they're more than likely going to approve you for that business credit. And that should be the first place you look when it comes to business credit and where to get like a credit card or a loan from. So if you're Bank of America offers business credit cards, multiple business credit cards. If you're Navy Federal, of course, they offer multiple credit cards. Truist offers multiple credit cards. Most of your major banks, Wells Fargo, all of them offer some type of business credit. And if you've established your business bank account with them, they're more than likely going to be able to or want to be able to approve you for that. It's sort of like just stacking the services at the bank. You might see it even on the personal side, where you get if you on your bank may send you credit card invitations in the mail, because you've been banking with them for however long you've been banking with them, and they basically have access and they can see your financial profile. But that should be the first place you start. Now, the second card, or maybe in conjunction, I would say will be the Divi card, because as small business owners, we start off using a lot of cash, right? So just like me, when I started my business, it was $300 to register with the state. It was $100 and something for my business address. It was just cash. It would have been better for me to funnel that cash through a company that will help me build business credit. And Divi does just that. Now, Divi has a line of credit that you can get, and they also have a credit builder program. I mean, I've talked about this on the channel. There's a whole video on it. But if I had that Divi card while using my cash, I can load that cash onto that Divi card, pay all of my vendors, pay the my I'm sorry, pay my address for my virtual office, pay my net 30s, pay all of that. Then I'm using cash for through Divi, and with that, Divi is going to report all of those payments or the use of their card to the Business Credit Bureau. So they report to Dun and Bradstreet, is the main one they report to that everyone uses them for, and that's almost like it's almost like a double dip sometimes if you're using a net 30 that reports to a credit bureau, and then you're using this card, this Divi card that also reports to a credit bureau. It's almost like a double dip because you kind of get like a double reporting, which helps you increase your business credit. So definitely you want to make sure that even with the business credit card and you go into your bank, the one that you're using, that you also check out the Divi card. And like I said, if you don't get approved for their line of credit, it's a soft pull to your personal credit. And if you don't get approved for it, then they have the business credit builder program that many other people get approved for, where you can load cash into that card and use that card to help you build business credit. And I use that card to help pay off net 30s and things like that. So if you're using cash, you want to get something like Divi. Now, I used to talk about Brex a lot. You guys probably seen how I burnt my Brex card. I still have it. It's sitting right here. This burnt up Brex card. I don't use it anymore, but you could have done the same thing with them. Brex no longer caters to small business owners. You have to have at least like 5 million or something like that. I can't remember the exact numbers, but they sent us all, everyone that had an account with them, they sent us this email saying basically we're cutting you off because you don't meet our requirements, and we're expanding, and we want to basically go to where the money resides. So they cut us off. That's no problem. Divi was better anyway, in my opinion. I just tried to stay neutral on that, and now I don't have to. So definitely want to do that if you're using a lot of cash in your business. Funnel that cash to your Divi card and use that to help you build the business credit on that. What else we got here? We got the real estate apostle. Hey, how you doing, Treya? I appreciate you. Go check out her channel if you are into Turo or real estate or anything like that. She is doing big things with Turo. I think she has about 3 or 4 cars that she has on the Turo platform, and she's using those to create wealth for her. So definitely check out if you're looking at that. She also she used a couple of different companies to get her fleet, to get the cars for Turo. She used Ally. I want to say you use Ally for to get a car in her business name. And I got a video on that, how you can get that with a car with no EIN, no personal credit check to do that. But definitely want to check out the Real Estate Apostle, her channel there. That's the acronym there. Just in case, so I don't want anyone thinking that I'm saying the wrong thing, but definitely want to check out her channel if you're into Turo or just an entrepreneur, small business owner, just to see how other small business owners out here do it. AG says, "What's the deal with Brex? Is it still good to get? I got Divi." AG, if you're not the intentional millionaire and you don't have like $1 million, $5 million portfolio, Brex doesn't want to deal with you. If your business isn't bringing in that much money, I think it might be $500,000 a year, something like that. I mean, it may, but Brex is only dealing with those high revenue type of businesses, and so a lot of small business owners aren't there just yet. I know they will get there, maybe some people maybe within the year, but that is the deal with Brex. So they cut us off. I think I just said that they cut us off, and they're no longer dealing with small business owners. Speaking of the intentional millionaire, his question is, should I co-sign for business credit with a business partner? Okay, so here's how this works. If you have a partnership, and that partner owns at least 25% of your business, or you both own at least 25%. Let's just say you own 75 and he or she owns 25. If they own at least 25%, then you're going to have to automatically include them on your business credit applications. But let's just say they don't own 25% of the business. Maybe it's just 20% or 10% or something like that. But this loan that you're getting is dependent on your personal credit, and your personal credit isn't as good. That partner, you can use that partner to somewhat co-sign, even though it's not a co-sign because they are a part of the business, but you can use that same. It's like it's like co-signing, right? You can use their credit profile to do that, but you automatically have to do that if they own at least 25% of the business. And that's where most lenders out there, you'll have to disclose that. Um, Now let's just say it's just you and you own 100% of your business, and your business credit isn't, or your personal credit isn't where you want it to be, and you want to see if you can co-sign, if you can have someone outside of your business co-sign. That can work too, just depending on the company. But that looks like that's going to be structured somewhat like that person is investing in your business. It just depends on the company. Not every company will do that for your business, but that is a possibility where a person can help or can co-sign with your business, even though they don't own any parts of it. So hopefully that answers your question, Tim, about co-signing for business credit. It is possible if you have a partner and they own 25%, you automatically have to do it. If someone's outside of the business, you can do that. Just depends on the company. Not every company honors that. So I hope that answers. Who else we got up here? All right, Sharmika says, I hope I'm saying this right, but Sharmika says, I have been trying to build business credit for a few months. My Paydex is now, that is great. Your Paydex is now 100. I mean, that's awesome. But I want to say this. Let's not get it wrapped around the score. The score is great, 100. That's a perfect score. But you also want to make sure you have a good business credit profile. So you want to make sure you have a good mix of credit, just like on the personal side. We say, have some revolving accounts and maybe have a mortgage, car loan, something like that to give a good credit mix. The same thing on the business credit side. You want to make sure you have a good credit mix, because a lot of times people say, hey, I got an 80 Paydex score and I didn't get approved for this business credit card or loan or whatever have you. But a lot of times it is based off of the actual profile of the business. Do you have it? You have an account. Let's just say you went for an Ally car loan, no EIN car loan, and they say no, you don't qualify for no EIN because your business doesn't have a strong history in business credit, and it's not a good mix. You want to make sure there's a good mix there. So you have net 30s on there. You have maybe some revolving accounts on there. You may have another loan on there, so that you can show all of them in good standing, so that you can show that you have a good credit mix. But shouts out to you for the 100 Paydex score. I don't think I've ever had a 100 Paydex score. The Paydex score, for those who don't know, is the Dun and Bradstreet Score. That is it goes up to 100. Once you get to about 79, 80, that puts you in the green with them. So a lot of people strive for that 80 Paydex score. So for you to have 100 perfect score, that's great. You want to maintain it now. You want to cultivate it. You want to make sure that you keep it in that 100 range, just by adding some more different types of credit in there. So not just net 30 accounts. And also with these net 30 accounts, I'll tell you guys, these are tier 1 accounts, right? So you want to make sure that you have maybe some tier 2 accounts, and then you want to make sure these accounts are big account limits. So going from something from like 2,500 to something like 10,000, and then from 10,000 to something like 20,000. Because the higher the account limit there, the more business or lenders can see that you're more responsible with your credit there. So that's good, Sharmika. Shouts out to you. Definitely shouts out to you. She says she paid off her Quill account early. And I'll tell you this, I say once you purchase something within that 30, 10 days later, the earlier the better. That's how you get that 100. That's how Sharmika got her 100. She paid these accounts off early. Paying them late is just going to be a detriment to your business credit profile. You definitely want to pay these accounts on time and early as possible. You can pay these like 5 days later for some people, and they report that the earlier the better. The Intentional Millionaire shouts out the Real Estate Apostle and our mastermind. So Some of you guys might have a YouTube channel out there. You want to check out the lead attorney's channel. He has a YouTube mastermind and a YouTube course that are definitely supercharged, like was what I like to say, or bring it to the next level. So if you're interested in that, content creator, and you want to take it to the next level, definitely check out the lead attorney, check out his channel, check out his course and his mastermind, because we're in there twice a week, sometimes even more than that if it's a pop-up or anything like that. And I'm telling you, it is like iron sharpening iron. You guys can probably see it just in my content and my videos. It's just getting better and better. So I definitely appreciate the group and all the minds in there. Let's see. So Sharmika says, I have a Divi charge card too. It's helping me. I'm waiting for my approval loan with Citizens Bank. They called me today to check out my website. Sharmika, you're on it. You are definitely on it. So she says she has Divi, just like I was telling you guys. If you use a lot of cash, you want to funnel that through a card that's going to be beneficial to you. The Divi card does that. It reports to the Dun and Bradstreet. It also reports to, I can't think off the top of my head. I think it's SFBE. But they report. So use that cash, make that cash work for you. I say the same thing when it comes to the personal credit side. When I say use credit cards in place of your debit card, because when using your credit card, you earn points and things like that. Same concept on the business credit side. Make that cash work for you. Don't let it not work for you. So the real estate apostle, I told you she has a churro business. She said she has 7 cars now, and I want to say it's an upgrade from last time we spoke a couple months ago, because I think you think you had 3. So now she has 7. So if you want to see how she's expanded her business just within the last couple of months, you want to definitely check her channel out. 7 cars now. We got here Miss Lyric. Says, hi, Ty. Thank you so much for sharing your knowledge with the world. You are greatly appreciated. My question is, I'm a consultant with another company outside of my LLC. Should I use my EIN for this? Is your LLC I'm a consultant with another company. Is your LLC the consulting business I'm not really sure. Is the LLC the consulting business? You said, should I use my EIN for this? I'm not fully understanding. Let me see what else you put here. Or should I get a new EIN? So if you're a consultant, I want to say you're saying that. Excuse me, let me put this back up. I want to say that you're a consultant with one company, and then you have an LLC that's something separate. Miss Lyric. So you're trying to see if you should make your consultant company have its own separate EIN versus the other company. I think that's what it is. I would say if the LLC you have is within the same business or same business structure as the consultant, then I would probably use a DBA. But I'm not really sure, because I'm not fully understanding the question, and I want to fully understand the question and get you the best possible answer. Is there anyone else in the chat that kind of understands what she's saying here? Please throw in your answer to that, just so, because I'm not. But I definitely, if you're having 2 separate companies and they're like 2 different businesses all together, like you have a consultant business and maybe it's business consulting, and the other company is you sell t-shirts or something like that, you definitely probably want to keep those separate, because the structure is probably different. The way you earn money in those businesses are different. If it's something that kind of falls under the consulting umbrella, you can use a DBA for that. And a DBA just means doing business as, which basically says it allows you to have your business can be called by another name, and you can basically, as long as you have the same business structure, you can use a DBA under that. So if I have my main business is called Ty's Cosmetics, but then I have like my own lip line that I want to start, I can put Ty's lip line under that Ty's Cosmetic as a DBA, and work under that same that same umbrella, that same LLC. The only time you want to have a separate LLC is if you're like totally switching industries, or just a totally different business structure. Um, that's the only time you probably want to have. You want to separate it. But if it's with under the same thing, like I said, cosmetics, and you have like a an eyeshadow line or a lip line or something like that, you can use a DBA under the same LLC. But if it grows and it gets big, then you might want to branch it off. But that just depends on your business structure there. All right, who we got? Oh, we got a super chat in the house, and I appreciate it. All right, Valdeezy, loving the information. Thank you, Valdeezy. I appreciate you coming through and supporting me. Super chat. I don't have any sounds. I wish I did because I'll be pressing all the sounds and everything like that. But thank you so much for coming through, Valdeezy. I appreciate you supporting Square Biz live. Y'all know how I feel about going live. I get a little nervous. Um, but I appreciate you coming through and supporting me and building up my confidence there. Who else we got in here? Miss Lyric says, "Do you recommend E-Credible?" Yes, I do, because what E-Credible is they will take your everyday business expenses, not all of them, just some of them, um, and you can pay. I'm sorry, when you pay your everyday business expenses, they will report those to the business credit bureaus. Now, it depends. You have to go and look at the fine print. There's some things they will not report, and they don't report everything to every business credit bureau. But yes, I do. Recommend eCredible because these are expenses like maybe your light bill, or maybe your office bill, or just your everyday business expenses. It's almost like you don't have to do anything but pay your eCredible bill and pay the bills that you already have, and they'll report to different credit bureaus for you as well. So I do recommend eCredible, but just understand that not every bill that you have is going to be one that can be reported to the business credit bureaus, and I think they break that down for you on their website, definitely. Real estate apostle says the lead attorney is the truth. He is. He is definitely check. I'm telling you guys, you're in for a treat. Ooh, now I'm now. I appreciate. I got N Allen 007 RX. I'm gonna tell you like this. N Allen 007 has the best shorts I've ever seen on YouTube. For someone that just started out YouTube, I crack up at these shorts. Now she's a pharmacist and she has that pharmacist spin. She kind of does like a little funny comedic shorts on just being a pharmacist and in the pharmacy or whatever. But you guys need to check out her channel and subscribe over there. She's just getting it started, but she is off to a good start. And Alan, I definitely appreciate the super chat. Thank you so much for that. She says, caught Square Biz Live. Yeah, you caught me because, girl, I ain't been on here in a while, but it's great info. Thank you so much. I'm telling you guys, go check out them shorts. I crack up laughing. They are funny. I don't know if you ever been, like, I've been to Walgreens pharmacy, and you just listen to people in the line. Like the other day, I was at the pharmacy and I was in the drive-through, but I seen people in the line and they were looking like, why did she get her stuff before I got my stuff? And I've been sitting in the line for whatever. So I'm pretty sure there is there is some humor in that in Alan can probably share. But you guys definitely need to go check out her channel and check out the short she's creating. I'm pretty sure there's more to come. More to come. Treya, the real estate apostle, coming to listen. You guys are blessing me with these super chats. I don't know. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. The real estate apostle says this is the most important element: business credit. Keep sharing Square Biz. Yes, and like I said on her channel, like she has 7 cars in her fleet using business credit. For some, I'm sure if not all of them. So you guys want to check that out. I know a lot of people have asked about getting a car in their business name and using business credit. Business credit is a powerful tool, but you got to use it wisely, just like your own personal credit. And the real estate apostle is a testament to that, because she's definitely doing her thing and she has a way to pay back the credit, right? Because her business is making money, she's pulling in revenue, and she can pay back that credit. So definitely thank you. I appreciate the super chat. Thank you so much. Lead attorney, sir, thank you. I appreciate that. Oh man, you guys are blessing me. And I don't, listen, I don't really get emotional like that. But this is great. Thank you so much. Salute Square Biz. I appreciate that. The lead attorney is the person that we've been talking about, or the person I've been talking about here for the last a couple of minutes. And his channel, his YouTube course, his YouTube mastermind has done loads for me. You can probably pinpoint where I started going, where I started attending his mastermind, and you can probably see the difference in my content from that. Just the people in that group, just we share so many different ideas, and people are always giving their feedback on certain things, and I appreciate it. I really, really appreciate it. So if you're a content creator and you're looking to kind of just step it up a little bit, especially if you're doing lives. And as you can see, this is one of the times where I don't normally do lives, but I'm trying to put some of that information into action. The lead attorney is the number one best, I would say, uh, content creator that goes live, keeps you engaged. He can do lives for 3, 6, 9 hours and keep people engaged all night long. And so I'm learning from him. I'm learning from everyone else in that group, and I appreciate that. Thank you so much, sir, for the super chat, $50 super chat. That is an honor and a blessing. So I appreciate you. Thank you. Oh my God, guys, this is a good night. I got on here late because I was trying to take care of some other business, but you guys really, really came through, and I appreciate that. Lee says, and Alice can explain how she makes them. It's the secret sauce. She tried. It's like the KFC secret ingredients. You're not gonna tell, she can't tell you, she can't give it all to you like that. I mean, it's the mastermind and we share information, but it is secret sauce. But those in Allen's shorts are, I'm telling you, whew, this is funny. All right. So Miss Lyric says, thank you. I apologize for the confusion, but yes, they are two separate businesses. The LLC belongs to me, and I'm a consultant with another company like Mary Kay Exit. Okay, I see what you're saying. And the LLC, I believe it's already have a EIN. And you're saying, should you branch out of Mary Kay as a Mary Kay consultant, and not say branch out of it, but what you're doing under that, should you create your own um, uh, EIN or LLC based off of the income and the sales that you make through Mary Kay? I will say this. I'm not sure if you, I guess this is probably similar to realtors who work under certain uh companies like Keller Williams or something like that. And if they create an LLC or create a different create an entity under that, even though they are under that company, I'm not sure how that works. I have to be honest with you. I'm not really sure how that works. But I'll tell you what, I'm going to research that. And if you drop that same question in the comments of this video, then I will see it even after this video is done, and then I can whatever I come up with, because I think I have someone that I know, a good friend that works for Mary Kay, and she can probably better answer that question as far as turning that into its own entity as a Mary Kay consultant. But I'm not sure, because it's already a company in itself. So I'm not sure how they do that. But I can ask her directly about that. As far as that's concerned, I can ask her about that. Should you use that same right now? Should you use your business that you have? I don't know what the business that you have, if that's related to cosmetics or something like that, but I would say I probably wouldn't mix the two. Especially since you're working under the Mary Kay brand. I probably would not mix the two, even if it is like a cosmetic LLC, because those, yeah, I don't want to even say that either. I just wouldn't mix the two right now. But let me get back to you on that, Miss Lyric, as far as that's concerned, because I personally don't know. I mean, that's a very, very good question. Like I said, drop that in the comments of this video once we're done here, and that way I can get back to you. I definitely want to get back to you on that. Or you can join the Facebook group. I have a Facebook group. We have about over 300 and something small business owners in that group every single day. They are sharing their experiences, talking about everything from building business credit, personal credit, how to start their business up. Join that group. That link is in the description. You can join that group. It is free to join, and ask your question in there. And you not only get me to answer it, but you'll get 350 other small business owners who may have some experience with that to answer that. So definitely do that. You can drop it in the comments, or you can join our Facebook group if you have a Facebook, and it's totally free to join. And tonight, as soon as I get off of here, I'm going to admit everyone in that. All you have to do is answer the questions, and then I'll admit everyone in the group, because I have about maybe 10 to 15 people waiting to get in. But that's definitely a resource for you to ask any type of question, because you have, like I said, over 300 other small business owners in that group who can probably answer it. Who else we got in here? Val DZ says salute to the lead. And Alan says thanks, Square Biz. That's a nice way to say I don't know. It's I'll act like it's a secret. Yep, it's the secret ingredient. It's the secret sauce. The intentional media says, do you have Cash App? Yeah, I do. It is scrolling across the bottom of the screen. Square Biz 365. And I appreciate that, but you don't have to hit that. You guys are already blessing me enough, to supporting me here. So you definitely don't have to hit that at all. But thank you, Intentional Millionaire. What else we got here? All right, so another question, not in the chat, but what I have here is, someone asked me a couple of days ago, should you pay companies like LegalZoom or InkFile to create your businesses? I am a DIY business owner. There's nothing wrong with using LegalZoom. There's nothing wrong with using legit companies to help you create your business. Some people like to outsource that work. I personally didn't use them, because whatever they can do for the amount that they're charging, I can do. But there's nothing wrong with companies like LegalZoom or InkFile. Those are legit businesses. They will definitely provide legit, reliable services. The only thing I would say about that is, if you're going to be a small business owner, you want to know the ins and outs of your business. Okay, so whatever paperwork, the operating agreement that they create for you, all of that, you want to know what that is. Read through that. I created my own operating agreement. Yes, I did use a template from Google to do that, but at least I know what's in that. One of my other businesses is a partnership, and of course, I created that operating agreement as well, just to make sure that we're all on equal standing when it comes to the business itself. But if you're going to use a company like that, all the information that they give you, you want to make sure you read it very thoroughly before you file that stuff with your state. But you can save money and do it yourself. But if that's not your ministry, and you kind of just want to set it and forget it or something like that, then yes, go ahead, by all means, use those companies. But you'll save a lot more money, especially when it comes to the different addresses and just the service itself, if you do it yourself. But that's another thing I was talking about earlier, guys. Anyone can set up a business, but not everyone is a business owner. And not to say that you're not a business owner because you use LegalZoom or something like that. But you need to do your due diligence when you're using companies, or when you're outsourcing any type of work, when it comes to your business. Because at the end of the day, you have to take responsibility and accountability for the way your business is. So even if you have a business accountant, tax accountant, right, and they're doing all of your business taxes, you as a business owner should definitely go through that and understand what they're actually writing off for you, because a lot of times people get blindsided, and we've seen it every single day, where people say, oh, my accountant did that, no need to worry, my accountant handles that. And a lot of times the accountants will have you behind the. Listen, just understand your own financials. If you're going to outsource work from your business, make sure you're checking up on that. I've told you guys before about my property, and doing a fix and flip on a house, and not even checking up on contractors and the work that they do. It can cost you a lot more money in the end trying to correct the wrongs than upfront. So basically, just do your due diligence. Even with LegalZoom, even though they're legit and they've been around for years, do your due diligence when it comes to that, if you're not going to do it on your own. And if you are going to do it on your own, do your research on what you're doing, so you know exactly how to do that. Who else we got in the chat here? We have some mastermind chit chat going on in here, which I don't mind at all. So y'all really get on y'all shorts, okay? I was scrolling today through some of my videos, and it's kind of hard trying to find some shorts through the videos that I have, but I've been making it work. I might have to make and create some early morning like shorts. But y'all better get on y'all shorts. Y'all heard the lead. Daniel Coyote says, really appreciate you for all the wealth of genuine information. I appreciate you so much. I appreciate you, Daniel. So thank you for coming through and watching and subscribing and sharing this content with everyone you know who you think may find it beneficial to them. I try to be as transparent as possible when it comes to this information. I don't know everything in this world. I don't. Yes, I have a business degree. Yes, I have a master's degree in IT. I have a bunch of degrees, right? I don't have a bunch, just those two, but I have degrees. But that doesn't mean that I have, that I know everything when it comes to business or being a small business owner. But what I do know, I like to share. What I know to be tried and true, what I know to be actual and factual, I like to share, because a lot of times people will not share. They won't share the information, or they'll charge you for the information, or whatever have you. I'm not saying that's wrong. People charging for information and stuff like that. I'm not saying that's wrong, but I'm a person that says information should be free, and it is free, because you can Google anything that I say. If I'm wrong, I always come back and correct myself. So I appreciate you. I try to give the best information I know how to give, and thank you. I hope that it connects with you. All right. Sharmika Boy says, they keep sending my company American Express to apply for. What should I do? I just applied for Citizens Bank loan and also got approved this week for a Capital One Spark. Should I wait? Stay away from the Capital One Spark. That reports to your personal credit. That is the first business credit card that I have. Well, let me not say stay away from it. Okay. They will report the usage of your Capital One Spark card to your personal credit. If you're fine with that, then go for it. American Express does not. And if they are soliciting you, if they are sending you invitations, then that means you are in a good spot, because now they want you. I did a live a couple of months ago, about how to be a high value small business owner and how you can attract lenders to you. And that's the perfect example. You already said you had 100 paydex score, and you're building out your business credit. Apparently your personal credit is probably in order too, because if they're sending you invitations to apply for credit cards or apply for loans, that means your business is in great shape. So you want that, right? I'd rather be throwing those out than looking for those if I'm looking for some type of funding. So that is great. Should you wait? It just depends on where you're at in your business. How much money are you making? Do you need that funding? If you do get it, like just say you do get the American Express card, are you able to pay that monthly? That is a charge card, and so you will have to pay the full balance off, depending on if you come under. If most people know, most new American Express card holders will come under the initial no zero APR, or for up to like a year or maybe 18 months. I'm not even sure where it's at the moment, but definitely just you want to analyze whether or not you're able to take on that new debt if you're using that card. So definitely, if you should wait, I would just say depends on your business and where you're at with your business. Do you need it? I definitely don't. You'll see a lot of people on YouTube that says, I have $2,000 in business credit, and it's just sitting there, and that's all well and good. But me personally, I have like over 10 business credit cards, and I'm only using like one or two. All the other ones are just sitting there. Only because why I do it, because I'm doing research to give you guys the information, but only because these one or two cards just provide me the best bang for my buck. I'm getting more maybe reward points or something like that when it comes to it. But also, I don't want to have to manage paying all of these bills every single month, like having to pay 10 credit card bills every single month and making sure that they're paid in full, or paid early and on time. That's just a lot for me. And it may not be a lot for other people, but it's a lot for me. I'm only using two business credit cards at the moment. The only time I will change that out is if I'm applying for a new credit card, and it may have some bonus or something I'm trying to go after. But for the most part, I'm an American Express type of girl, and I like my Divi card. Oh, I'm sorry, three. And I like my Chase card. So American Express, Chase, and my Divi card are my three go-tos that I make sure that I stay on top of. Yeah. So hopefully that answers your question, Sharmika. Um, who else we got here? Paris Brown. Do you know about eCredible? Is that good to use for business credit? So I'm not sure if you were in here already, Sharmika, when I was talking about eCredible. I do recommend eCredible, but just understand that they will not report every single bill or expense that business expense that you have. So all of the business credit bureaus. eCredible reports, the eCredible account itself reports, but that doesn't mean that, let's just say you're paying your business phone, cable, TV, internet bill through them. It doesn't mean that Dun and Bradstreet is going to accept that. Um, it's going to accept eCredible reporting that. So, but I still do recommend it because there are some things that the business credit bureaus, and it's more than just the three guys. I know we always talk about Dun and Bradstreet, we always talk about Equifax and Experian Business, but there's way more other business credit bureaus out there, like Credit Safe and SFBE, and just different other business credit bureaus that basically take in information on you, and some of these companies report to those. So you just want to make sure that what you are using eCredible for, what bills you are paying, actually reports to those business credit bureaus. Honey Dips is in the house. Honey Dips, Honey Dippity Dips. That's a joke. That is an inside joke between her and I. But she is in the building saying hello. Um, The intentional millionaire says we are implementing the hot seat changes in the VODs thanks to the lead attorney. Yeah. Oh yeah. You ever been in a hot seat in a YouTube mastermind? It's hot. Okay. And the hot seat, what we do is basically we look at videos and people just critique it and give their perspective on how you can improve it. And I've been in a hot seat before, and I appreciate all the feedback that I got from you. So yes. The intentional millionaire also asked a question: what made you start educating in the business/credit space? Because I was going through it and I didn't know anything about it. That's kind of how I got started. And even I was asking certain people within my circle about it. They couldn't really give me a lot of information about it. Some of you guys may know I used to be a podcaster. I used to talk about small business owners, highlighting different small business owners and everything like that. And we will always come back to, what we would have done if we had a chance to start all over again and stuff like that. And a lot of them said, hey, I would have made sure I had the proper funding, whether it was grants or business credit. So that kind of pretty much got me into that. Like I said, I knew nothing about business credit when I got that Capital One Spark card. I wouldn't have applied for it if I knew it reported, or I knew what it could have done to my personal credit using it, especially when I was trying to flip my house and I really like maxed that card out trying to pay for like supplies and stuff. And I just would have been a little bit more, I would have done a little bit more research on business credit and ways to get business credit and how I can use it to kind of to improve my business. So that kind of I would probably say that was probably the catalyst, right? Seeing that Capital One business credit card being reported to my personal credit and tanking it. But thank God I paid it off. I haven't used it since. I have not used that card since. I haven't used it so much that they have downgraded my limit on it. And I don't care. They can downgrade the limit on that. I found some better business credit cards. And I'm not saying Capital One is bad. Actually, their Venture X card, and they have some good credit cards. And if you're okay with them reporting to your personal credit, then that's fine. A lot of people, they actually have a credit card for people who don't have real good personal credit. It is the Capital One 1% Classic card. So if you're just, you're just getting started, your personal credit isn't that good, you're below a 700, that card can get you started as far as business credit, but just understanding that it reports to your personal credit side. It will be a hard pull to your personal credit. It will affect your personal credit when you use that business credit card. That's exactly what I was saying, Sharmika. She said, "Should I use that card? Should I not use the card? If you're fine with that card being reported, that utilization being reported to your personal credit, then go ahead, by all means, use it. Be responsible with it. Make sure you pay your bills on time. But if you have the Amex, I would be using that card instead of the American Express. I would be using that card instead of the Capital One. I still keep that Capital One card around just in case it might be an emergency. I don't know what kind of emergency would make me want to use that card, but just in case there is an emergency and I need a card, real quick to use, I still have it. I haven't burnt it like I burnt, Brex, but definitely it reports that utilization. It will affect your utilization on your personal side. So if you're planning to make some big purchases, whether it's a home, whether it's a car loan, or whatever have you, just know that business credit or that business utilization will be reported to your personal side. Now, there was a time, I want to say it was about 2020, where Capital One was trying to get that, trying to stop that, the business credit being reported to your personal credit. They even announced it. There's a couple articles on it. Someone asked about it a couple of days ago in the comments. It just hasn't started yet. Not sure when it's going to start. I'm not even sure if there's something they're looking into doing anymore. But once that kicks off, trust and believe, you will see. I will do another live and say, hey, Capital One is good to go. And even then, I might start using my own Capital One card once they stop reporting it to the personal side. But I think that even if you had a Capital One and there was no grandfather clause. So if you had one previously that reported to the personal side, they still weren't grandfathering you, and you will still have that reported to your personal credit. Val Deasy says, should you start off with an LLC when eventually you want to run a couple of different businesses? I say incorporate as soon as possible. Incorporate as soon as possible, especially when you're talking about building business credit. Yes. So can you be a sole proprietor? Yes. Can you get business credit in your sole proprietor name? Yes, but it's reporting to your personal side, right? So if I'm a sole proprietor and I'm using my EIN for Capital One card, it will still report. If I'm using my social security number, even though I'm a sole proprietor and I'm using my social security number on these credit card applications or business loan applications, it's going to be reported to the personal side as well. So I say incorporate as fast as you can so that you can get so that you can start building business credit under that entity. And plus, it just provides that separation when it comes to your business. So, right. Let's talk about it. We've seen recently Nicki Minaj is suing, a certain YouTuber about some comments that she's made on a YouTube or something like that, right? Now, I don't know if she's suing the actual person themselves or if she's suing their YouTube channel. But if you have some type of entity set in place, then Nicki won't, Nicki possibly can't go after your personal assets. It's only like the business assets. Even and I don't know, you have to ask the lead attorney on how that actually works out as far as the lawyer side of the game. But that is the way I think of it in my mind is I don't want whatever I'm doing in my business to affect my personal side. And setting up an LLC or a C corp or well, an S corp is not an entity. It's just the way your business gets taxed. It's like a tax status. But setting these up helps you create that separation between you and your business, the separation of certain type of liabilities. An LLC is still a pass-through entity, and I'm not going to get into the weeds of that because I am not a tax accountant or a tax attorney or a CPA or anything like that. But you definitely want to, I do know you definitely want to incorporate as soon as you can. And what comes with that is just you're going to have yearly fees that you have to pay to your state. You're going to have to file your business taxes every year or quarterly, however, but you're going to have to file those. It just makes your business more legit, makes it more credible. Sharmika says that Capital One says they don't report anymore. Let me know how it goes. That's all I'm going to say. So all I'm going to say is let me know how that goes, Sharmika, if you're going to use that card. And let me know if they report or not. Because like I said, that was something they put out a long time ago that they were not going to report. And even some content creators even put that out on their channel. I put it out on my channel, but that has not officially happened yet. But you let me know. You just got approved. Use it and let us know. Come back, put it in the comments and say, yo, they don't report. All right. We got Miss Lyric again, says, thank you so much. Once again, I will definitely join the Facebook group. I would have responded back sooner, but I keep losing the live chat. I'm sorry about that. But yeah, join the Facebook group. Like I said, it's about over 300 members in there. Small business owners just like you, that we may have some Mary Kay consultants in there. I'm not sure. Just people working in that space. Avon, I don't know. That can probably answer that question you have with more detail because they have experience with it. It would just be me researching and then coming back with the answer that I researched. But I'll tell you, I don't have any experience in that. And so that's all I can say. But I would definitely join the Facebook group because you can bounce your ideas off in there. People can tell you their experiences. Like Sharmika said, they're saying that Capital One doesn't report. Well, someone in the Facebook group might can concur with her, might agree to say, yeah, no, I've been using this card, it's not reported. So definitely join the Facebook group. That link is in the description for the Facebook group. It is completely free. Just answer a few questions and then I'll get you guys added on in. What's the name of the Capital One business card? So Capital One has a few business cards, but it's the Spark card, and the one for not so good credit or fair credit is what they call it. That is the classic 1% card. It is gold. If you look on that, then they have the Spark classic card, and that's like 1.5%. When I'm saying 1% and 1.5%, that's the cash back that you get from using the card. So like I think the classic is a 1%, and then there's a 1.5% card. There's a couple of other cards. If you have like excellent credit, they do go off of your credit, your personal credit score for that. So definitely want to make sure you check them out. The one for the fair credit, you can have a bankruptcy within the last 3 years, late payments. There's a couple of things that they will accept the risk on. So check that out if you're having difficulties of getting a business credit card. But also check out that Divi card. I mean, I got a link to that card in the description as well. So definitely check it. It is an affiliate link. So if you get approved and everything, I'll get a little kickback. So that's just me being just disclosing that in all fairness. But I use this card. I use this card. I tell people all the time. I use this card every day. I'm pulling it out for you right now. I think I am. Yep. I use this card for my business. Anything I need to use to do with like cash or anything like that, I'm using my Divi card. So I don't speak about it. I be about it. Don't speak about it. Be about it. Definitely get your Divi card. That works. I have some other cards here. I have Capital on Tap. Capital on Tap has been very, very generous with their limits. I think they gave me like a $11,000 increase a couple of months back. So they've been generous, but I don't really like their interest rates on that. And Sam's Club, of course, that's a no EIN card, so they do not they will not pull your credit report, your personal credit report on that, but you want to make sure you have a solid business profile for Sam's Club. Of course, I got the Navy Federal. Here's my here's that Spark card I told you I don't use anymore. Still got that Capital One card. What else I got in here? I got the Navy Federales in here. And what else is, I got my TILFL. This is a no EIN card as well. It is a secured credit card. So definitely check them out if you're looking for another. I like them. It's a secure card, meaning you have to put some cash on it, and that's going to be your limit. But Tillful is another no EIN card for you. That's in that one. And then of course I go to the big butts. I keep these cards on me. So I have my MX Business Platinum. I'm sorry, I'm trying to not so you don't see all my information, but the platinum card. I have the gold one here. I have my Chase cards. I keep these cards close to my heart because those are the ones that's giving me the best bang for my buck. Who else we got up here? Says my life of nursing. Says great information and to the point. I try to get that information out to you and not give you a lot of fluff around it. So I'm glad you enjoy it. My life of nursing. Thank you so much for coming through. Sharmika says, I will keep you informed. I want to join the Facebook group. Thanks for the great information. Sharmika, you need to join the Facebook group because you got to tell everybody how you got that perfect payday score and how you started to attract lenders to you by getting, American Express sending you invitations to apply. You got to tell them about the loan that you said you got approved for. We need you in the group. You got to give your experience. So please hit the link in the description to join that group. I'll add you tonight. We want to know more. Daniel says, use my home for my LLC. That's your home address. Can I use a virtual business address as my registered agent's address? If not, who do you recommend for a virtual business address and a registered agent address? So your registered agent's address is going to be within your state. Not really sure what state you're in, but because there are different rules for different states when it comes to registered agents. In Maryland, you can be your own registered agent. The reason why I don't recommend that is because a registered agent has to be at the address you say that they're at during business hours from 9 to 5. And what a registered agent does is they will accept all of your business's legal mail, right? So if you are being sued and you're being served, that person has to be there Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, regular business hours to receive that. If that person is not there, that could be more trouble for you when it comes to the courts. So definitely, I would say outsource the registered agent. You can use some law offices offer that service. You can look up online. When I was looking for a registered agent, I Googled it honestly, and I found a law office within my state that does that. They give us the address, they give us the name, and it only cost me $50 for the entire year. They also do a lot of other things with businesses, so other services, but for this particular registered agent, it's fairly cheap. And like I said, they have their own address and their own point of contact. For a virtual business address or virtual office or something like that, I don't think you. I don't think you can use the virtual office for a registered agent. Like I said, that person has to be at whatever place you say they are in between regular business hours. Excuse me. But if you're looking to change your home address, change the address for your LLC, yes, I definitely recommend using a virtual office. The 3 companies I recommend: I use Regis, I use Alliance, and I also recommend Opus. Regis is a little expensive, I'm not even gonna lie, but they have some good addresses, some prime addresses. Why is that a big deal? Like, can I just use the address as long as it? Yes, you can. You don't have to, use the prime addresses, but let's just say, depends on what type of company you have, what kind of profile, or how you want to present your company. You might want, an address in the middle of downtown in one of the most famous business parks within your area or something like that. Just gives your business a little bit more credibility. You don't have to do that, but Regis has different. Regis is the company. It's a little bit expensive. This depends on where you get the address at. Alliance is another company, not as expensive as Regis, but they have some good prime addresses as well. I think they have monthly specials every single month. I think they even go as low as like $40 a month for an address, but make sure you figure out, where that address is, if it's close to you and convenient, so you can, you can interact with them, use their their offices if you need them, meeting spaces, co-working spaces, just their office amenities, like you may need to print off, something like that. You can use that with both Regis and Alliance. I use them both. So for one of my businesses, I use Regis, and the other one I use Alliance. And then it's Opus. A lot of people like Opus because it's a flat rate, $90 flat fee for any of their addresses. There's some prime addresses that's I won't say all of them are that great, but they're business addresses that you can register with the state, that you can use for Google My Address or Google Business, and for like the 411. And they also report to the business credit bureaus, and I think Credit Safe, and there's one other one, but I think it's Credit Safe for right now. It doesn't report to any of the main ones, but just the fact that they're even forward thinking about, hey, we wanted to report this to the business credit bureaus, just makes me think in the future they're probably going to be reporting to either Dun and Bradstreet, Equifax, or Experian Business. But like I said, they are a flat fee, and I recommend them because you can get all those amenities for $90. Tim says, congratulations on the 10K subs. Yes, 10,000 this last week. This past, I think it was Thursday, I crossed over to 10,000 subs. So I appreciate you guys after a year and some change, kind of focusing in on the YouTube space and trying to get this information out. Like I said previously, I had a podcast trying to get some similar content out, but YouTube has definitely made it very, very, I don't want to say easy. It hasn't been easy, but they've made it. They've made it so that I'm more, I guess, I can reach more people, so to speak, on this channel, and I appreciate it because 10,000 subs, I never thought I'd even make it to 10,000 subs, let alone 1,000 subs. But yes, the next goal is 50K. The next goal is 50K. So thanks, Tim, on that. I appreciate you. Jennifer Jones says, I started my business and have not been able to get any credit cards, I want to say. I don't understand why, because I did everything right. My personal score is not great. That may be it, Jennifer. And depending on what credit cards you're applying for. Like I said, American Express, Chase, Bank of America, Navy Federal, all of those they're going to do a hard pull to your personal credit, and your personal credit has to be in order when you're talking about business credit and getting that. So definitely you want to make sure you take care of that. That is a pillar for me when I talk about business credit on this channel. Is your personal credit, is setting up the business correctly. It's the personal credit, and then it's the business credit. And just take a look at where you can, clean it up, fix any discrepancies you may have on there, pay off any of, pay down some of your utilization on your personal side to help get your score up on that. But that may be why you're getting denied. It depends on what cards you're applying for. But like I said, the major cards out there, they will do a hard pull. The good thing about American Express, though, is they're only going to do one hard pull on your account, but you can get up to 14 credit cards / charge cards with American Express off that one hard pull. And that's the good thing. And you can go between personal and business cards. So I had let's just say I had a hard pull with the gold card, personal gold card. When I got my business credit cards after that, they only used they only did a soft pull, or it looked at the first credit score that I have. So you definitely want to check out American Express. But yes, they will check your personal credit. They will check your personal credit. Valdezi gives me the flames. I appreciate you. And then Sharmika Boy says, how do I hit the link for Facebook? I'm so bad with the computer. Okay, so you'll have to go into the description of this video. And it should be there already. And you'll look at, you may have to show more. And then it's the first link up there. Sharmika, it says SquareBiz Facebook group. And you just hit that link. It should take you directly to that group where you can hit where you want to join the group. But you're going to have to answer a couple of questions there. Nothing hard. It's just more questions about your business. Nothing hard at all, but you'll have to do that. But that is in the description of this video. So if you scroll down, I'm not sure how you're watching this on your phone or on a computer, but you should be able to scroll up if you're on your phone, or scroll down if you're on your computer, and you'll see it in the description. And if you don't see it, then you may have to expand the description so that you can see it. But it is the very first link at the top. The Intentional Millionaire says, Valdezi, check out the replay of Pocket Watching with JT in the mastermind. He shared a way to structure your LLCs when having multiple groups. He sure did. So in the mastermind group there, we had Pocket Watching with JT, which is another channel that I follow religiously with JT over there. He is a financial, I don't want to say a financial planner, but let's just say he's an accountant, and he talks about different things in the financial space. He talks about some business sometimes, but he also talks about how not to get got in these YouTube streets, and people, fake gurus out here giving their advice on certain things that may can get you locked up. He talks about the PPP credit loan scams. He talks about the Bank of America mortgage. They just put out the Bank of America mortgage, the down payment program they have. He talks about it all. Talks about the state of financial literacy within the Black community, or within the community, period. So definitely want to check out Pocket Watcher JT. He came through our mastermind and dropped some serious gems, and we appreciate them for it. All right, guys, we are winding down to about 10 o'clock, and it's a school night for me. So I got to get up and go to work in the morning. So I don't want to hold you guys. I appreciate everyone for coming through Square Biz Live. I'm gonna try to get a little bit more routine and consistent on doing these lives, just to allow you guys the time to kind of just ask questions and me answer them in real time. So hopefully I went through all of the comments there. But if you have any more comments, questions, concerns, or anything like that, you can either drop them on the video, or you can join the Facebook group there. Valdezi says work is overrated. It is. It's so ghetto. But you can either join the Facebook group, or you can drop them in the comments, and I'll try to get to. I can't get to every single comment, guys. I promise I can. But if you do want, maybe I can't get to the comment, but if you join that Facebook group, we have other small business owners in there, probably in the same boat as you, may know a little bit more. They can answer your questions in there as well. So definitely check out the Facebook group. It is completely free. I want to thank everyone who came through and dropped the super chat. I think it's probably the most super chats I've ever had on a live stream. So I appreciate that all my teammates and the mastermind and everyone else that dropped super chats. That is a blessing to me. It really, really, man, it touched me. So I appreciate you guys supporting me, especially while I'm doing these lives, because I get a little shy on it. So thank you much. I'm gonna go ahead and leave it here. Stay tuned for a video coming up this week, and I will see you guys next time.